go over the sand like
your stories are fantastic, man. Thank you.
Through here.
No problem. You have quite a background yourself, don't you?
Model T age, because, and this wasn't oiled. This has been oiled in the last 20 years and stuff. Used to be all gravel and stuff.
What a great guy.
That's
a great guy.
Clay, it's real clay down here. And we lived up here in the summertime and in Kanab in the winter time, because you couldn't get up here in the winter time not unless you come on the frost and the snow and stuff. And I remember coming up with chains and going over here, and then we'd have to get out and everything. So it was quite a lot of different than it is now. We didn't have a highway and stuff. And I run cattle. This is all my range over through here and up on those white ledges.
Is that part of the staircase?
No. Well, yes, some of it is. The staircase goes right up through this canyon here. You can go over this on this big part there, it's not, but some of it's in the staircase.
Isn't it National Forest on that side down the road?
National Park, the Grand Staircase, the monument, and it's and we run cattle all up right through here. And you go up here, like if I put a plug in, look at the grass, look at it, and you can see that we don't destroy it, we improve it. That's our goal.
Who's that?
That's my uncle.
That's your uncle.
Okay.
That's gorgeous.
I don't know whether they'll ever sell that part, but the rest of all this ground in here is for sale.
They don't mind building houses.
Buy the ground. And I don't know how they've got it set
Well,
up.
we wanted to buy acreage and put up a cool RV park, and you all organized against us. We couldn't do it.
Who did?
People in Johnson County.
I never knew anything about it.
Ask the wrong person.
Right.
So after the movie,
I don't think they could stop you if you bought this piece of ground over here and put an RV park in.
Well, evidently they could.
and they did.
That's the first time I've heard of it.
After the movies, moved elsewhere, how long did it take before the town started taking off like it did with the tourism?
Taking off? We're all the way up to 5,000 people.
I thought it was 45.
Probably in the last, it's probably grown real fast in the last 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was in high school, there was still not a stoplight, there was not a McDonald's, there was not a Wendy's, there was not a... My graduating class was 32 kids.
What year was that?
1991.
And that was
Kanab.
Kanab.
What were the main things that brought the growth in the recent
tourism?
I have, as a new Dreamland Safari guide, I have an answer a little bit to that.
Okay.
In 2008, Microsoft operating system number 7 released its product with the Wave as and in 2008 and 2009, that was a giant boom to Kanab, Utah.
Well, the next giant boom was that the Utah State Office of Tourism started their Mighty 5 campaign about the Mighty 5 parks in the state of Utah, and that increased the tourism from about 1 million a year coming through Kanab to Zion to 8 million a year hitting Zion.
We get 3.5 million through Kanab now every year.
Yeah.
3.5 million.
3.5 million people. Watch out, guys. Okay, so this is going to be our last stop. So I'm just going to tell you real quick about where Buffalo Bill is. So Buffalo Bill, you see the White Cliffs up here. Just before you get to the White Cliffs, there's a pull out. It goes off to the left. If you pull off in there, you can go and look at the rocks to your delight. But that's all you're going to see. The fort, there was 2 movies filmed there, one directly after the other, because the BLM at the time told them you have to remove anything you build there. And so in the final picture, the final scene that was filmed was the burning down of the fort. And they burned it down and they cleaned up the ashes and called it good. So there's nothing there, but if you watch the movie, you'll see that same scenery. If you watch the charge of the Indians towards the fort, you look up this way, you'll see right where they came out of that canyon. Okay, now this right here is what we call advertisement rock. I'll let Bruce tell you about this.
Well, this is where Highway 89 used to go, and this right here is a store in Fredonia, Arizona, which is just 7 miles south of Kanab. And that's where they put it on the rock, and they used to go up through here, and rather than building signs, they used to advertise on there. That Jensen store in Fredonia, Arizona is there, and
And
that's the way
in
they
50
do.
years, we'll call them petroglyphs.
Right,
Yeah.
probably.
What's up at the end of the road? How far does this go?
You can go clear to Cannonville, you can go to Alton, you can hit on 89, just depending on which way you want to go.
You go up here about another, what, 4 or 5 miles to, and it forks off and it becomes travel either way.
Yeah.
So one way going off to the right goes up through Bruce's place on Scoonamaw, it'll take you to Cannonville, and if you go to the left, it takes you up to either Glendale Bench or Alton.
So is that where that buffalo was built? Was up there where the forks was on?
No, not at the fork. Right before you hit the cliffs, that, you know where that sandbank is that goes up on the white cliffs. And we had our father and sons outing there that one time.
Okay, all
Right
right,
there.
right there. I'm going up through that way. I'll stop there if you want to take a look at it. And then I'm going up to the forks of the road and going to Scoonamaw. We have a ranch up there. And that's where my boys are up there working today.
Hey,
So.
thanks for being here.
Now I got
Thank you so much.
one more little story. Does everybody see that windmill?
Yeah.
Right here? Okay, so there was a film in which that windmill is a integral part of it. And it was not a Western film, but it was this film about this couple that are cruising across the United States in this Corvette. Okay, and this is back in the '60s, and they're flying across here, and they run out, they overheat in their car, and they run out of water, and so they hook this Corvette up to this windmill to pump water out of the ground to get water in order to go. Now, what really happened is they hooked the Corvette up and they started it and they burned the motor up on the Corvette. And they ended up having to send another Corvette all the way out from California. They did it twice. Twice. They burned up 2 Corvettes before they finished filming. That had a 3rd Corvette sent out.
What was the movie?
To finish. I can't remember the name of the movie. But so that is